Thai Express, Panda Express, all the expresses. A&W. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to The Last of Us. We're now into episode 7, which is called Left Behind. So the last episode was absolutely fantastic. It was emotional, it was funny, but it was also just really insightful into Joel as a character. And of course, we got to see a little bit more of the relationship that's developed between him and Ellie in the time that they've been together. We see there was a 3-month time jump from episode 5 and episode 6. So we left off the last episode with things in a kind of dire situation. Joel and Ellie were running from what we can assume are raiders, and Joel got injured in the process. He was stabbed in his abdomen, which is not a great place to be stabbed. Lots of internal organs there, not a great place. And they were running away from the bandits, and unfortunately Joel passed out, most likely due to blood loss, possibly an infection brewing because it was a very unclean and rusty instrument that he was stabbed with. And now Ellie is left to try to manage this huge, fully grown man on her own as a 14-year-old, with potentially somebody in the very close background pursuing them. So we're gonna have to see how she can do here on her own, especially considering that Joel is pretty much her only source of protection outside of a couple of weapons. So I am very much looking forward to seeing how she handles this new challenge and if we're going to be introduced to anybody new. So without further ado, let's get into this episode. But before I do, if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. I do reactions to shows like this as well as anime and movies and lots of other cool stuff. So if you're interested in watching me do that, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you like this video, I'd appreciate it so much if you showed some love to the like button as well. It just lets people know that this is a good video and it helps to support this channel, and I appreciate it very much. And for those of you who've been here before, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back and for all your love and patience and support. It really has meant the world to me. And please join the fam if you haven't already. We'd love to have you. All right, that out of the way, guys, let's get into episode 7 right about now. Well, it looks like Ellie found a nice little rural neighborhood for them to hole up in, maybe? Yep, that'd be blood. Do you think maybe she dragged him behind the horse? That's probably the best way for her to do it, because he's heavy. Ooh.
You go north. You go to Tommy. You go.
I know you're thinking you're doing the noble thing, but she ain't leaving you, buddy. People who love you don't leave, even when you want them to. He looks cute. Walkman, that's a throwback. Oh, we're getting an Ellie flashback. How did she get a Walkman? Everyone doesn't have one. 2003, I feel like Walkmans were already on their way out by then, though. I'm pretty sure Discmans were No, we had MP3 players, actually. Very rudimentary ones, but...
Give them back! Then pick up your pace. I'm not running doubles again because of your shitty attitude. You don't fight, just your friend fights. She's not here anymore.
That was cold. And there you go. You wanted the fight, you got it. Yeah, I've never understood. Kids do this all the time, but so do adults. Like, making jokes about the people who are dead are just never cool.
You've never been what I call well-behaved but the last few weeks.
You mean besides the fact that her friend died?
Up at dawn, walk the streets, walk the wall. You eat shit food, you do shit jobs, you take shit orders from your patrol leader, who'll probably be Bethany. You follow the rules, you become an officer. We're cool in the summer, we're warm in the winter, and best of all, when you're an officer, you get to tell the Bethanys of the world exactly where to shove it.
Decent.
So which way?
Mr. Kwan was a decent guy. Could have been a guidance counselor in another life.
Can I have my Walkman back?
Walkman. It was very British. Oh, that was her roommate. That would be a harsh reminder every day. Doesn't look like it's the worst setup in the world, though, considering. Bed, food, water. Mortal Kombat! If you know, you know. Uh-oh, is this revenge? Okay, maybe not.
What is wrong with you sneaking up on me like that?
It was a joke.
Was it?
In my mind, you loved it.
I mean, no, it's never cool to just run up on someone and they sleep.
You've been gone for 3 weeks. I should fucking stab you.
Well,
No, I appreciate.
then she would be dead.
I joined the Fireflies.
Oh, fuck you. I'm not in the mood for this, Riley.
She's dead ass.
Come with me for a few hours and have the best night of your life.
No.
She's trying to choose the keys, damn it.
Turn around.
You're so weird about that.
Not really. Some people just aren't very comfortable showing their bits to people, even if you are a friend.
Well, we're not going to the park.
Okay.
Mole.
Guards?
No, because Fedra's fucking stupid. Ready?
This better be good.
After Mr. Kwan gave you another chance, teenagers. What was that you were saying about Fedra?
Not that fucking stupid, are they?
Okay.
You can't fight everything and everyone. You can pick and choose what's important.
Oh.
Oh.
Are they teaching you this at Firefly
I
University?
think she has been learning some lessons.
Oh, shit.
Y'all just killing people?
No, this guy wasn't here yesterday.
Yeah, that should have been your indication to turn a... Okay.
Is that real?
I don't think you should drink whatever he drank because it looks like it came back out violently.
He couldn't mix pills with that shit?
Oh. Yeah. Why are you so loud?
Is that the first dead body you ever saw?
No. My parents.
Oh.
Give me your gun.
All right, fine.
Honestly, with how gun happy that Ellie is on the best of days, I would be a little bit weird about giving her to her too. Safety? Is there safety on that? Please tell me there is.
So what happened? You started dating some Firefly dude and was like, it's cool. I think I'll be a terrorist.
Or maybe she doesn't have a mindset of her own.
Chick like our age?
No, like 40 or 50. Whatever. Anyways, old. She.
Seriously, Gen Z is so disrespectful.
I said yes, and now I'm a Firefly.
That easy to give up everything, huh?
Give up what?
Like, in a way, Fedra kind of holds everything together.
You know, as much
She's really trying to do this key thing. Yeah, jumping across rooftops after you've had a few drinks. Kids are not smart, but also crazy that buildings are that close together.
Fireflies blowing up the storage depot didn't help.
Propaganda bullshit.
Yeah? So you don't bomb stuff anymore?
She's been a Firefly for 2 weeks. Calm down, Ellie. Also, with all that time, isn't it almost time for Ellie to be up?
The mall? You out of your fucking mind? They sealed that place off for a reason. It's full of infected.
It's interesting. The more that I'm seeing of Riley, the more I'm seeing that Ellie took on her persona. Ellie is very cautious here, very second-guessy, actually almost believing in Fedra. And now you hear the way she talks, you'd think that she was more like Riley. Especially when I think back to how Tess told her she was such a badass for going to the mall. And it wasn't even her idea.
Turn right, open the door, tell me when you're there. Go.
Fine. Are you gonna kill me? This seems like a perfect
Possibly.
place to do it.
Oh, I'm aware.
I don't think she'd be that theatrical with it, but if she was, I'd have to give her props. Wow, this mall was trash. I mean, it was very colorful.
Tonight I'm gonna show you the 4 wonders of the mall.
You plan stuff?
Look at her all touched. Okay, you know what? You threw a haw in here. Give this is the show of the year. Sealed it. One of the best 80 songs ever. I also do wonder how they don't have any music from the early 2000s. Do they really hate it that much?
So cool!
Oh, it's the little things. The way you would have grown to hate escalators. Oh, I remember Esprit. Good times.
Full of infected, is it?
Okay, you were right. Can we, stop
You know, it only takes one. I see Best Buy.
Haha, no, I know why. It just looks uncomfortable.
It is. Incredibly.
Nothing, I was just trying to imagine you wearing that.
Shut up.
And besides, they really weren't meant to be worn for a long period of time. Oh, someone's got a crush.
Open your eyes.
I see GameStop. Look for a game called The Last... Sorry.
Shit.
Please tell me you're not going to turn it on and make noise. Of course you are. Like, this is cute on the one hand, but all I keep thinking is that they're making so much noise. And clickers love noise. I've said it many times before, but I'll say it again. The cinematography in this show is amazing. They're so good at establishing moods.
Oh, come on.
No, you should be worried.
Let me see if I can fix it.
No, you should be worried.
If you come back, I mean, we're like the future. You know, we could make things better. We could be running things.
I turn 17 next month. That's when you get your assignment. You know what Kwan gave me?
Grunt.
Sewage detail. The longer I was away, the harder it was for me to come back. Is that making sense?
I can understand why you would want to go running back to sewage.
You know, you're the one thing I miss from that fucking place.
That's all Ellie wanted to hear.
Is that a time machine?
It is. You get to go back to 2003 and tell everyone not to eat the cereal.
Oh, fuck you. Well, look at that. I came prepared. Have you done this before?
Isn't it hilarious how, like, money would be completely useless in this society? So if you found it, you'd probably find piles of it everywhere. It's crazy.
Back to back?
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you like it? It's yours.
You should keep it. And we know why. So much noise. I'm not okay. Not okay with it.
This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Listen, true gamer. I understand her, because this would be my favorite part of them all. Tetris. Legit?
You ready?
Legit. Yeah, see? Smart. Mortal Kombat's amazing. I was wondering how Ellie even knew what these were about, because I'm like, the QZ didn't look like a place that had video games, but this makes sense now.
Reader. Fuck yeah.
What, nobody? Thank you. I'm like, someone's got to pick Melina or Sonia.
Oh, wait, how do I play? Smash the buttons.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
That's
right.
Such horseshit.
Flawless horse.
Flawless.
You ready?
Fatality.
Finish him! Do not finish me.
Finish it. Give me that fatality. That's right. Melina had a great fatality. They all did, really.
How many times have you played this?
We don't need to talk about it. Galaga. I never knew how to say that game. Yell so loud and unaware in a zombie apocalypse. I like it. Oh no, not a creepy doll on top of it. Why are you doing this to me? Stop. No, can we leave the doll store now, please? It's enough. Oh, he's not done. He's not done. He's very close, but he's not. How can they be so loud? I'm gonna have to remember that they're teenagers. Can you pay attention? Can you pay attention?
I got you a gift.
Oh, blackmail. That works for me. Not blackmail, sorry. Bribes.
Is it a water pistol?
Thai Express.
Better.
Panda Express. All the expresses. A&W. Subway, probably not so fresh.
Is this where you've been staying?
Mostly.
And you didn't notice the... Yeah.
Volume 2.
Shut up. You need a second one? Where did you get
That's
that?
why this book was so important to her.
What did the triangle say to the circle?
Shape up.
You're so pointless. How does a computer get drunk? It takes screenshots.
What are screens?
Oh, yeah, that would... Oh, that's so sad. Ouch. Ouch. That's like if you try to tell someone about a 14.4 modem these days. Or dial-up. Or even a dial tone. Why are you touching...
Did you make these?
Put them down.
To kill soldiers?
Put it down.
Or anywhere ever near you. I would never let them do that.
You would never let them?
Right, and you think they're gonna listen to you?
Valid point. But from what I saw, Firefly wasn't going after kids.
Ellie.
It's okay, I'm going.
Ellie. Ellie.
Thank you for putting that down gently. Although maybe you should have taken one, considering.
Ellie, I'm leaving. I asked if you could join so we could go together.
Fair.
But Marlene said no.
Who the fuck is Marlene?
Marlene is the lady that helped me get... It doesn't matter.
Kind of does. That's a rough one. This set, oh my God. Kind of reminds me of the ones using Stranger Things.
Because I wanted to see you.
How short is Bella Ramsey? Because I don't think Storm Reed's that tall.
And I wanted to say goodbye.
Good friends do. Uh-oh.
Riley!
Why are you yelling?
What the fuck?
That's annoying. Maybe, why does she have every loud thing? I hate to say it, but Riley was asking for it at this rate, because come on.
So you leave me.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're dead.
Maybe.
All of a sudden you're alive.
Yes.
And you give me this night.
Mm-hmm.
This amazing fucking night.
Thank you.
And now you're leaving again.
Again, correct. I don't see what the problem is.
Maybe the fireflies aren't what I think they are, but they chose me.
I see that.
God damn it, I want to punch you so bad.
If it makes you hate me less.
Just not the face. This is the money maker.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah.
She doesn't feel like there's much left for her there, other than you, which she tried to take with her, and you said no. So, which was probably a good thing in the end.
You're my best friend.
Nate's not over yet.
You should have left. Both of you. I know this is all supposed to be very sweet, but it's overshadowed by all the noise they're making. Like, even if it was so-called clear, noise is the one thing that okay. That is terrifying. Please take that off. And now you put something on that has narrowed your field of vision. I feel like Fedra School should have made zombie movies like mandatory watching. So I don't think these are meant to support body weight. Ellie gonna go for it.
Don't go.
She's going.
Okay.
Oh.
What do we do now?
Maybe get out of this death trap. Yeah. Old Mushroom's like, hey, can I join the party since you've been playing music for hours? So loud. For so long. Oh my God. So fast. Really? The gut, Ellie? You know better. Kick. Kick. No? Okay. Finally. That's where you should have aimed initially, but I'm gonna give you a pass because you were panicked. Now get out. Check for bites, check for bites. Don't celebrate yet, check for bites. Oh. Well, guess best friends do everything together. This sucks, but the two of you were so freaking careless. Oh, wow. All that and you jump back to the present. That was jarring. You got this, Ellie.
There's more stuff over there you can break.
That's a BFF if you're not done.
We take the easy way out. It's quick, painless. No, I don't like option one.
You just want to stay.
It ends this way for everyone sooner or later, right?
Dark, but true.
We could just be poetic and shit and lose our minds together.
Poetic and shit. I like it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I love this parallels. Ellie felt so helpless then. And she's not going to let herself feel helpless again. The parallels between her and Joel are amazing. See if those Fedra sewing classes come in handy. Admit it, Joel, low key, you're happy she didn't go. You're happy she didn't go. When you are hurt and low key scared, you do not want to be alone. Enough said. Get to sewing quickly. That's disgusting. But the skin flap's still there. That's good. Just have to stitch around it. Could you suffer in silence, please? This is hard enough. You got this, Ellie. Keep going, girl. You got it. That's right. Boss. Boss. You too, Joel. You're handling it like a boss. Well done, Ellie. Well done. Oh, wow. Another fantastic episode, and really great to see a little bit of backstory on Ellie, because we really didn't have any. And I feel like the show almost, in a way, kind of made it seem like Ellie wouldn't have much of a backstory. You know, born in the QZ, never lived outside of it, never had a family. So it doesn't really give her a whole lot as far as backstory fodder. But I'm really thankful that they gave us at least the story behind Riley, whose name we only heard one time back in episode 1. And so it's good to see more of what Riley meant to her and why Riley's death was such a turning point for her in many, many ways. And I kind of like, like I said in the episode, that the way Ellie's been presented up until this point, it very much seemed like she was always very anti-Fedra, anti-establishment. She's just like, I'm ready to join the Fireflies, rah, rah. But then we discover that really it was Riley that was like that, right? I mean, Ellie wasn't exactly a fan, but she was willing to fall in line, right? We saw this, especially with that conversation with her and Kwong in the beginning, which I really liked, actually. She was like, okay, you know what? I don't really like this system, but I don't think it's all bad. I think there's some good coming out of it. So I'll play along, barely, begrudgingly, but I'll do it. But we see that Riley was not about that. Riley, from the sounds of things, was always a troublemaker. She was the fighter, as that one girl at the beginning said. And when it came down to it, her path was the cup path, as we take Kwong's illustration. And so it turned out that, Kwong just already told her, well, you're going to be on grunt work because we think you're a troublemaker and you don't deserve better. And again, without knowing a lot of Riley's history, it's hard to say if that was just because of her attitude or if there was other reasons. But either way, Riley didn't like Fedra, didn't like the establishment, didn't like the way things were going for her, didn't feel like the system was fair. And she was ripe pickings for the Fireflies, who were looking for people who were disillusioned with the way that Fedra was handling things. And we see that she disappeared for 3 weeks, but then came back because she was trying to basically recruit Ellie, but also to say goodbye if it didn't work out that way. And very interesting that Marlene said no to recruiting Ellie initially. And I can see why now, because honestly, Marlene probably saw that Ellie was actually buying someone into the system at that point. But anyway, I like the parallel that we see that, Joel not doing okay, right? He's got the stab wound. You can see he's feverish now. So that means infection is most likely setting in. The bleeding looks like it's stopped, or at least heavily bleeding. But, he's not in a good place. And Joel's smart enough to know that these types of wounds gone untreated are going to be fatal. And he doesn't want Ellie around for that. But, he tells her to go, but he's doing it out of that whole noble, I'm going to die here. So you got to go back and save yourself, knowing that by the time she would have gotten back to Tommy, he was probably going to be dead. But, deep down, he's terrified. He's terrified. He doesn't want to be alone, but I get it. That's actually what a father would do. What a protector would do is go save yourself. Like that was kind of his last, or what he thought was his last act of protection, is sending her away. And we see that Ellie probably thought about it. Like she realized, logically speaking, Joel was right. She would have a better chance of riding back and getting, someone to protect her and help her and maybe come back for him if he was still alive. But the flashbacks served not only to give us more insight into how Ellie thinks, but, this was kind of Ellie's moment. How Joel was saying in the last episode, how he keeps freezing because he froze in that moment with his daughter. For Ellie, she almost left her friend, in her mind. I think she thinks if she could have gotten Riley out of that mall, if she could have convinced her to come back to the headquarters that night, if she had known that Riley was so gung-ho on leaving and joining the Fireflies, maybe she could have stopped things or changed things so that they wouldn't have ended up in that mall that night. And, we saw that, again, that night, if Ellie had left, she wouldn't have been bitten, right? I mean, we already know as an audience, obviously, it wouldn't have affected her anyways, but she didn't know that at the time. And even if she didn't, it's like she could have left. She could have left. She could have just gone back to her bed and just left it there. But we see that as she got closer to the door, she thought about it and she realized she didn't want to leave things the way that they were leaving them with her being angry. But then she heard the screams, right? And then it was like, no, she's got to go back. She's got to protect her friend, right? It was like, forget my own safety. I got to be there for my friend. So like I said, a lot of parallels between Ellie and Joel. Ellie is a protector in her own way as well. And she went back. And even though it wasn't the real emergency at that point, right down to the end, which I don't know if we're ever going to see how that played out. They may decide not to let us see how it ended between Ellie and Riley, if she did wait for her to turn, or, I mean, I just can't see Ellie being the one to take her out. I feel like she probably just left Riley in there, but digressing, that's just what Ellie does. She comes back. She has to be there. She, like she said, I don't want to be the one to take you out. I don't want to wait here till we slowly disintegrate. I want something else. I want to keep fighting. Basically, that was option 3 that was never really spoken, was I want to keep fighting. And so that kind of helped Ellie to get the resolve to be like, I'm not going to leave Joel, even though it probably would be self-serving. And old Joe of episode 1 would have left Ellie if this situation had been reversed, but it's not. It's different. She has bonded with Joel. She does care about Joel, and she's not okay with leaving him vulnerable and alone. And unlike her friend, there was nothing she could do for Riley, right? Riley, once she was bitten, it was over for her, and they knew it. And that's why they were slowly grieving. I mean, well, Riley was slowly grieving while Ellie was just breaking things, but we see that, she couldn't do anything. And that was probably one of the hardest things for Ellie, is to watch someone you care about helplessly deteriorate and have nothing, have nothing you can do to stop it. But this time she could, right? Joel was still alive. Joel was not bitten. He was hurt bad, but there was still a chance. And she was not okay with just walking away knowing that there was still a chance. If she left, there was zero chance that Joel would make it. But if she tried something, there's a chance, right? So I really like how the parallels and getting that backstory helped us to understand Ellie's thinking and not leaving Joel outside of the obvious emotional connection, but also for her being able to find that strength to get the thread, get the needle, realize she's got to do stitches. Like we heard Ellie last episode saying that I can't do this without you. I need you. I can't do this. She was very much feeling lost and scared, but then at the idea of losing Joel, truly losing her, she finally kind of dug into that place where she's like, no, actually I can do this. I can, and I will. And I really liked that moment with her when she came back and Joel's face, and I think she was half expecting him to yell at her or tell her she was dumb for coming back, but his face, the way, again, Pedro killing it, you could see the relief. Right? Just sheer relief, because he didn't want to be alone. Not really. No one wants to be alone in that position. No one who is hurt and scared wants to be alone. And he was just so thankful. And then, her taking his hand. And the hand thing is a huge thing in this show, because if you notice, they've showed a lot of people holding hands in this series. We saw it a lot in this episode when Riley was taking Ellie's hand. But also, if you remember way back in episode 2, when Joel had to help Ellie up after she got scared by the skeleton in the hotel, and she grabbed his hand, and then he kind of realized they were touching, and he kind of whipped it back almost like he was burned. And he's always been very adverse to touching Ellie and anything that would have caused like connection, right? He didn't even let Tess hold his hand when he was hurt. So the fact that Ellie was able to put her hand on his and he actually like intertwined fingers with her, that was huge. It showed a lot of how much he's grown to care about Ellie. He finally is being vulnerable with her, and that's huge for him. That's something he's not done with anybody since his daughter, truthfully. So really beautifully done. And I just love how the show just has all these little cinematic touches to tell the story, and just does it so beautifully every single time. So yeah, another great episode, really cute. Again, set design, I gotta shout it out because it was so beautifully done. Like, I don't know what mall they completely destroyed for this, but a lot of that looked practical. So good job. They did a really good job with setting all of that up. And yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna say, because my light is fading and I'm starting to look like a ghost here. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it so much. And we will see you in the next video.